It's not looking all that good in Afghanistan. A resurgent Al-Qaeda, a growing threat from ISIS, and yet a drawdown of U.S. troops. Correspondent Garrett Tenney reports now on a general in charge who's raising a red flag.
A top U.S. general says he may need more troops on the ground in Afghanistan, not fewer as the president has called for. In an interview with USA Today, Army General John Campbell said he'd like to keep as many of the 9,800 troops currently in Afghanistan that he can for as long as he can, and that he may request additional forces, saying in part, "If I don't believe that we can accomplish the train, advise, and assist in the counterterrorism missions, then I owe it to the senior leadership to come back and say, here's what I need. If that's more people, it's more people." In October, President Obama announced he was reversing his decision to withdraw all but embassy personnel by the end of 2016. Instead, 9,800 troops will remain there through next year before dropping to 5,500 in 2017.
We've always known that we had to maintain a counterterrorism operation in that region in order to tamp down any reemergence of active Al-Qaeda networks or other networks that might do us harm.
U.S. military officials in Afghanistan are concerned, though, that Al-Qaeda is resurging in the region, with a number of training camps like those built by Osama bin Laden before the September 11th attacks. Senator Marco Rubio, a member of the Select Intelligence Committee, says those gains are because of the president's back and forth on the withdrawal.
His retreat from Afghanistan prematurely is what's created this opening. And by the way, it's not just Al-Qaeda. ISIS is growing in Afghanistan. It's been underreported, but ISIS's presence is growing in Afghanistan as well.
The overall security situation in Afghanistan has deteriorated in the last year, according to the Pentagon. In a report to Congress this month, defense officials noted an increase in the number of sophisticated insurgent attacks and higher casualties among Afghan forces. Military analysts say that even after 14 years of U.S. troops in combat, the fight for Afghanistan is one that the U.S. cannot ignore.
If we're not able to stabilize the country with the Afghan National Security Forces properly assisted by us, then that government could fall. And then Afghanistan becomes a hotbed of terrorist activities.
General Campbell told USA Today he'll be coming to Washington soon to brief leaders on the security situation in Afghanistan and offer his recommendations. And without going into specifics, he said some of them will not go over well. He expects others will get approved. Doug?
Garrett Tenney here in Washington tonight. Thank you, Garrett.